Hi, I'm Annette from itsadelight.com, and today in the kitchen what I'm going to share with you is how to freeze up fresh corn and just get it in the freezer real quick and easy. So I already shucked it, and the best way to do it is outside and just let that the husk hair and everything just kind of blow in the wind and just keep the mess right outside. Super easy. So we have our corn inside, and when you freeze corn, it's really quite easy. We want to blanch it first, and the reason why we blanch corn is because if we don't, corn has a lot of just natural sugar and starch in it, and so it's going to want to get a little chewy and it's going to want to get mushy after we freeze it. So that's why we blanch it, and then we're going to put it, blanching means we put it in hot, and then we're going to put it in cold. So I put 4 minutes in the hot and then 3 minutes in the cold, and that's not exact. You can do anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes on both. I just want to blanch it the least amount of time I have to, okay? So the next thing I want to share with you is about the corn. I want to just give you a couple little tips about corn. So number one, we want to have our corn as fresh as we possibly can. So I just got mine today at a stand, and I want to freeze it up today. So if you get it at the farmer's market, or you get it at a stand, or you grew it, you pretty much want to freeze it up that same day. I wouldn't buy grocery store corn and freeze it because it's already been several days old and it's probably not going to freeze very good. So we want to get it and freeze it up as fresh and quick as we can. When you're picking corn, and I will say this to you, hopefully you can see mine good. We love the bicolor corn. So that's what I have here today. And you can pull it down a little bit from the tops. You know, it's gonna come tight. You can pull it down and look at it to see how it's looking. Is there big wormy rotten spots at the top? And if you grew it yourself and you have some wormy spots, you're just gonna cut it off with a knife. Okay, that's all, and just get rid of that spot. The whole rest of the cob is fine. Now, hopefully you can see how tender and fine these kernels are right here. This is prime. This is perfect, okay? This one here is a lot bigger. This is a little older piece, even though I got this all today. This is not my first choice of cob that I want to freeze up. It's going to be fine for eating, but it could be a little bit tough. But I got it just to show you the difference. You can see how perfect and fine. Anything that's young and tender is always going to be better than something that's more done. So just keep that in mind when you're picking out your corn, and look for those young and tender kernels. And that's no different from young and tender green beans, small, young, tender zucchinis, or any of that kind of thing, okay? So actually I have a little corn brush here, and this is kind of handy too, to get the hair off of the cob. So that's something that can be a little bit helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to put my corn in the boiling hot pot for 4 minutes, and then I'm going to put it in a cold icy water bowl for 3 minutes, and then we'll take it off the cob. Okay, so now my corn is here in the ice water, and this has got just another minute. So I'm going to show you that I've got myself set up here. I'm going to use a piece of parchment paper on a jelly roll pan is what I've got here. And you don't have to use the parchment paper. Back in the day, I didn't use parchment paper. Now I've found that that simplifies this whole thing a little bit more when I go to put it in the bag. So I'm going to keep my parchment paper. I'm going to be using my electric knife right here. And we're just going to, my timer is up. So I am simply just going to take my corn out of the ice water, and I'm just going to sit it here on a towel, just so that it's just kind of drip drying a little bit. And if you wanted to, I could start doing these ones right now and just leave these in the ice water for a minute, or you can take them all out and lay them on your towel. Doesn't matter. When your 3 minutes is up, then you're just fine with that. So this is how easy corn really is. And I will mention also that you don't want to put salt in your blanching water. It might seem like at first thought that that's a good idea, but that actually can make your corn be a little bit tough. So they say don't put salt in your blanching water. We'll salt this and butter it after it's out of the freezer. I do nothing to it now. No sugar, no salt, no butter, nothing, just like this. So all I do is hold it right here on my pan. Either way, whichever way is easier for you to do. And then, as my kids used to say, holding it by the handle. And then I'm just going to use my electric knife. I'm going to buzz these all off, and I'm going to fill my bag, and you can just watch me as I do that quick. And you can see the electric knife really makes this go easy. Now, after I've done a few ears, I just simply take my parchment paper. I have my, just a freezer Ziploc bag right here. I kind of sit it in a bowl just to hold it. I take my parchment paper like this, and it just funnels right into this baggie so easily with almost no mess. And then I would cut up some more ears, so I'll just keep on cutting this up. I'll fill up my Ziploc bag, and when I freeze my Ziploc bag, I'm going to write on it, and I'm going to just squish it flat. And if you freeze everything flat, whether it's applesauce or pumpkin or green beans, you can just stack stand these flat bags up in a basket, or you can stack them in your freezer, you know, this way flat, and it works so well. So I'm going to finish up this corn. My scraps are going to go to the chickens or to the pigs, whatever you have. And there we have it. Wonderful corn, all ready for the freezer. And that's how easy it is. So I hope you'll give some sweet corn a try, and I'll see you in the next video.